Rec League podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, tell your haters. Available on Podbean, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Radio Public, Good Pods, Pocket Cast, Breaker, and Stitcher. At Rec League Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. At Rec League Pod on Twitter. Episode 191. Available now. Yo, whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram, or YouTube itself. What up, world? So I just watched Moana. It is what they call a live-action reimagining of the 2016 animated movie. Some would say a classic. I would say it's very good. I don't know about a classic yet. It stars Catherine Laga'aia. I hope I said her name right. The Rock, John Tui, Frankie Adams. Damn, I forget the actress name who played the grandma. I had it. I just dropped it. Jermaine Clement. It is directed by Thomas Kail. And you got Moana of Mountain Nui. She's gonna find Maui, have him return the heart of Tafiti, and then it will save the world, right? Exact same plot as the first one, the original. And if I could have my whole script of that 9.5-year-old review in my hand, I would just say the exact same shit. Because it is the same movie. I've complained in years past that Disney has added and expanded upon and done whatever they could to like hit a runtime. There are some tweaks to this, but other than that, like I forgot to compare runtimes, but it feels like the exact same story. And I'm not mad at that. What hurts this movie for me is that it just doesn't pop like the original. It doesn't feel as fun as the original and fresh. You know, it doesn't feel new. And that's the issue with this specific movie. Say what you want. Lilo and Stitch, 20 years old. Lion King was like 25 years old. Aladdin was about 27. But then like Cinderella was decades old. Snow White was decades old, as much as y'all shit on that. Pinocchio, the lure of Cruella was decades old. You can justify remaking those. Although the only reason Disney is making live action versions of their animated movies is money. Moana's 10 years old. Moana 2 just came out. This movie did not need to be made. And this movie doesn't do anything to justify why it needed to be made. The coolest new thing about this movie, this story, was that Maui got a little bit of backstory. And that sounds like an emotional movie that I think I would really like with the right creatives behind it. The internet is gonna bash, trash, tear this movie apart, just like they did Supergirl. And it's not a bad movie. This in particularly just was unnecessary. The one thing that I saw online, I wasn't combing for reactions. I just came across some shit. The dark scenes are a little dark, and it was really noticeable. Especially in the first half of the movie, there are some nighttime scenes, and you can see the main character. But if they're off into the distance, you can't see what they're seeing. If they're looking off into the distance, I wasn't sure how Maui would translate to live action. The Rock was really good. Y'all, again, The Rock gets shit on for his business decisions. The Rock gets shit on and criticized for different things. But he literally brought Maui to life in this, and he was great as live action Maui. He's great as animated Maui. He was funny. He was everything Maui was in the animated versions. The song still hit. You're Welcome. Shiny. Is it called Shiny? The Jermaine Clement Crab song. Those are jams. There's a couple Moana songs that were really good. There was another new, I think it was a new scene. Like 2 of the classic songs from the original like got remixed into one blend. It was fire. It was really dope to me. So some emotional beats hit. But like at the end of the day, I enjoyed this movie But enjoying it does not justify that it should have come out, that it should have been put into production in the first place. The rumor is that Disney is scaling back on these, and if, like, one of my dogs said he was in an empty theater. Me and my wife watched this movie, and the only other two people in the theater was a mom and her kid. So, I mean, if this movie opens to less than 25 million, I don't know if any more of these are coming out in the next 5 or 10 years. But it's like, face it, like, Disney had a good run. The first original Alice in Wonderland Tim Burton did, I don't think is good at all. It's Johnny Depp being goofy, it's hair, it's makeup, it's set design, it's whimsical. It's a good time. It made $1 billion. People liked it. I'm in the minority, I know. It got a sequel. That sequel was worse. And then 5 years later, or 4 years later, here comes Maleficent. Let's put a flip on a villain story. It was good. It made money. And then for the next 5-6 years or so, I would say up through Lion King. From Maleficent to Lion King, or Maleficent 2, or Lady and the Tramp when Disney Plus kicked off. They had a run of really good stuff, whether they were remaking, or like I said, doing a Maleficent, or a Christopher Robin, or a Cruella. Cruella was the last one that I really loved. I loved Cruella, and I'm not ashamed to say that shit. But then ever since, it's been good to average to okay, no real bangers. So it's like, we got to take a step back and figure out what they did in the 10s that they're not doing in the 20s. You know what I mean? But yeah, if you're a fan of the franchise, check out Moana. I love Moana. I really like Moana too. And again, like, this is good. It's just unnecessary. If I had an unnecessary star rating, this would get that. But with all that being said, man, I will say that in my opinion, Moana is almost dope. If you've seen Moana, what you think? Positive, negative, somewhere in between, let me know. So I've recently put up a review for Minions and Monsters. The week before that, I did a second quarter top 3, and then Supergirl and Jackass reviews. Next weekend is the Odyssey, the weekend of the 24th. I'm gonna try to get X-Men 97 knocked out in a review for y'all. So be on the lookout, man. Rec League Podcast, we just spoiler talk some recent releases. Minions, Toy Story, Disclosure Day, Supergirl. Upcoming, I think we're just gonna do Odyssey spoiler reactions. Be on the lookout. Like, subscribe, comment. Find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me. Watch these credits. Peace.